Hello everyone, welcome to my new Flosstube video. In this first episode of STITCHOPOLY, I am going to take you along as I play a week of STITCHOPOLY. I can't say it. So STITCHOPOLY is a game. It's an actual Monopoly board game that DMC made, or that they partnered with Monopoly and made. I don't know. I honestly thought that it was just a game that the community made up whenever someone mentioned it and said that they were playing STITCHOPOLY. I didn't know it was an actual real game board that you could buy. But anyway, it's basically a Monopoly board game. You roll the dice, you move your little token, and whatever you land on is what you have to pay, except that you pay with stitches. That was just my cat jumping onto the bed. You can kind of see her in the mirror there. Well, perspective being weird. Anyways, there's a channel here on YouTube called Carla's Stitching Journey, and they've been playing STITCHOPOLY with viewers, with anyone who watches the video. Basically, she just has the board and has the pieces, and then she just moves them along each week. She rolls the dice, and then for the sake of the game, it's assumed that wherever you land on is that what you're gonna have to buy with stitches or pay rent with stitches. So this game actually started in April, but I just found out about it a few weeks ago, so I am now just on week 3. I'm about to start it, and I finished week 2 yesterday, and I had to resist the urge to go in and look at the new stitches that I have to do for the next week because I am so excited. I've been loving this game so far. I even made a spreadsheet for it. On week 1, she made only 1 turn per token per person, but on week 2 she did 2 turns, so I had to do a lot more stitching on the second week. So on week 1 I had to do like 1,100 stitches, and then on week 2 I had to do 2,000 and something stitches. So I don't really know what's in store for me for week 3, but I'm so excited. So Carla explains in her video how the game works and how many projects you can choose. You can just pick 1 token and then 1 project and just do your turn. Since they had 6 tokens and I had 6 projects, I decided, and again, we did only 1 roll the first week. I decided that I was gonna do 1 project per token, so I was going to work on all 6. It was fine the first week. The second week it started to get a bit dicey. Not too much, because I think the ones that I got the biggest numbers for were either a focus piece or 10 stitch. But I don't know, it's been fun. So I'm going to go watch the video for week 3 now, and I'm going to put in the information on my spreadsheet, and then I'm going to come back and show you the starting position on all my projects and how many stitches I have to add. I am not going to spoil you what item is for what project. In case you do want to go and play, I'm not going to spoil you how many stitches you have to do. And also, unfortunately, YouTube doesn't let me link things because I don't know which one is the actual requirement. There's just a bunch of things that require different things for YouTube to let you do things. I think it's because I don't have 100 subscribers, so I can't really link the channel. I'll try to add it, like tag it, but if it doesn't work, then please just go look up Carla's Stitching Journey. Okay, I am back and my projects have materialized right here, and I'm going to go over them with you just in the order that they are here. The first one I have, oh, I scrolled on my spreadsheet by accident. We only did 1 roll, which is nice, and I got a good amount on each project. I think if I add them all up, it would be 1,475 stitches, so that's not bad. Hopefully the chair wasn't too loud. But yeah, let's go over the project. So the first one that I have here is Rose Library, which is by Ivy Dolmore, and unconventional X stitch or unconventional cross stitch. This is 25 count, 10 stitch. I don't have the numbers that it's currently sitting at or the percentage, so I'm not gonna go over that. I'll tell you at the end how many it's total once I add all the new stitches for this week. Sorry. But yeah, this is the starting point. There we go. I'm starting the dreaded windows that everyone complains about because it's light on light fabric, and I'm also doing the plant down here still. I think I mentioned that in another video that I wanted to follow the plant for some reason. I don't know. I'm honestly just going where the floss takes me. Oh, and I didn't mention, I have to do 250 stitches on this project. The next project that I have is one that has taken a lot of progress this week. Again, I hope the chair is not being too loud, my goodness. But this is The Internet Makes Me Sad. And look at that. I think last time I showed you it had only one column, and I'm almost done with the second one. But I have to do 260 stitches on this. This is by Studio Paca, but I don't think it's available at the moment, and it's 14 count 3/1, and I love the colors. I'm so excited to keep working on this, and I think this is the one that got the most stitches roll, so 260 is the most that we have got so far. Then the next project that I have here is my Schitt's Creek sampler. I have started a new motif, as you can see here. I just did the border for last week's roll, and this week I have to do 240 stitches. This pattern is from Boomerang Stitches on Etsy, and it is 2/1 14 count. No, 18 count. I think it's 18. Next up we have Birth of Venus by Chrysopag and Thread Geeks, but it is now retired. Some of Chrysopag's art they are now with Unconventional X Stitch. I don't know if this one is, off the top of my head. It might be, because I feel like I remember seeing a photo of it and I was comparing colors. I just don't know if it was with the real artwork or with the other chart. But this one, as you can see, I completed a column recently, so I'm excited to keep going, and I have to add 210 stitches, and this is 2/1 on 18 count. Okay, the next project that I have is a Hot Springs from Mrs. Bardi and Unconventional X Stitch. I'm trying to bring it closer, but the frame keeps hitting the wall. Oh, and Hot Springs is 1/1 25 count. And then the last project that I have is Winter from Effelana Illustrations and Thread Geeks, but it is now retired. I am working on this one just at 310. As you can see, it is just shapes at the moment, but this is, I think, the little nose of the wolf, so I'm excited to keep working on this area. And I have to add 240 stitches. And this is 1/1 10 stitch, no, 2/1 10 stitch on 28 count. And then one of the projects did pass go, which according to Carla, we have to do 200 stitches on the project of our choice, and I am picking The Internet Makes Me Sad because I am also using this for a different game that I will show you eventually, I hope, and I want to get the stitches in this. Also, just seeing like the teddy bear start to get there, an actual form and all the colors, looks so fun. I'm excited to keep working on that. So those are the rolls that I have to do for this week. She also did say that we're alternating one roll 1 week and then 2 rolls next week. So next week we're gonna have more rolls. Depending on how long it takes me to do this, maybe I'll include the second week in this and make it a 1 week in real life for me. Because again, they started in April. I just started in June, so I am behind and I'm trying to catch up. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. We'll just see how this first week goes, this third week actually of the game, and then we'll see. I will come back and update you once I have some progress, maybe on multiple projects, I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna get this stitching since we have a lot to do today. Good morning everyone, it is now the next day and I'm going to update you on everything that I worked on yesterday. So the first project that I have to show you is The Internet Makes Me Sad, and I got the 460 stitches that I said I was going to. I needed to do 260 regularly, and then I added the 200 whip up choice to this one. So I finished the column all the way down here. It's going along so nicely, I think. And then next time I work on it, which will probably be today, even though it's not part of STITCHOPOLY anymore, I'm working on it for other reasons. I'm going to work on this column on this side. The next project that I have to show you is my Schitt's Creek sampler, and I did the 240 stitches that I needed to. I believe I filled in like a lot of the blue in the E, as well as like this line. I don't know if you can see it very well compared to where it was yesterday, but I completed this line, and then here you can kind of see the difference here where I have the line completed versus, I mean, where I have the line completed versus where I don't. So yeah, 240 stitches yesterday on that. So that one is actually gonna go away for the week until the next rows, which I may or may not include in this video because I feel like we didn't have a lot of stitching to be done this week because we only did one row. But next week, I haven't looked ahead, but if what we were agreeing was that we were going to alternate, next week is going to have 2 rolls, so it's going to be a lot more stitching. So I don't know, I haven't decided. You will probably know better than me based on the length of the video. But the next project that I have to show you is Hot Springs. That's the progress after 80 stitches, and I decided to take it out of the scroll frame because I wasn't liking it. I wasn't liking the tension of it. I wasn't liking having to readjust every 2 seconds because I don't know if I mentioned it in this video or somewhere else, maybe on my whip braid, not my whip braid, my Flosstube for May, but actually I have it right here. Hold on. Okay, so this is the problem that I have. If anyone knows how to fix it, I would love to know. But every time that I try to turn the thingy, this would just turn. And then it just comes off. And like, I've tried so many things. I've tried to glue it in there. I don't know if you can see. I've tried to switch the screw. I've tried to like jam it. Well, I said I, but it was my dad. To jam it with like a little piece of wood so that it wouldn't move at all, so because this shouldn't be moving. The only thing that should be moving is the butterfly that you turn, and the actual board itself should be tightening up, but this was moving, so it was doing nothing, and it was so annoying. So I just decided to remove it from the scroll frame for now, and I stitched on my Norch hoop, and I honestly enjoyed it so much more. So maybe these scroll frames are just not for me, or maybe this one is just not for me. I've been struggling with it for a long time. But yeah, those are the updates for yesterday. Today I plan to, I also did like 100 stitches on Rose Library, but I'm not showing that because it's not the completed product, right? So yeah, I'm going to keep stitching on everything today. I am watching all of the FIFA games because I like soccer, football. And today both of my countries, Mexico and Canada, are playing, so I'm thinking of going. I don't know if I will because it's been raining for days, which I love a good rainy day, but I don't know if it would be the best idea to go out and watch the games live with like at an event, but it's an outdoor event, so we'll probably get rained on. But we have umbrellas and tents and stuff, so I don't know. I'm still undecided. But if I don't go, I'll just stay here, watch them from home, and stitch. If I do go, then I'm probably not going to stitch as much as I have been doing every day. I think yesterday, actually. Hold on. Yesterday was my most successful stitching day ever with 800 stitches, over 800 stitches. So I wouldn't be meeting that today, but I was thinking I could take a project or two, maybe the internet makes me sad or winter, because those are small and they require like very few colors. I could just take them and then pull them out while maybe on the bus or in the train, or while waiting for people, while watching the games. That's what I've been doing at home, but I don't know if it would be weird to do it at the event. But even just like halftime or between games, there's an hour. So I don't know, it all depends on how bad the weather gets later, or how much FOMO I get. But yeah, I'm gonna keep stitching and I'll update you when I have more updates. Hello everyone, I'm back with another update. It's 12:30 p.m. so I'm talking a little a.m. So I'm talking a little bit quieter than usual because I don't want to be too loud for everyone that's actually sleeping in the house. And I should be sleeping because I have work tomorrow at 7 a.m. But I'm doing here. See, I should be asleep. I'm here doing this instead because I did skip yesterday update and I'm close to finishing the week's stitches, and I do think that I want to do another roll for this video, so I want to have everything updated before we roll tomorrow probably. So last time we talked, I said that I was going to take some of my cross stitch projects to watch the games, to the events, and I did take one project. I didn't get a single stitch in because obviously I was watching the game, so why would I think that I would have time to stitch? I really thought that like the in between the games would be calmer and just I would have time to kill, an hour to kill, but I really didn't. And then if you're not following along the games, both of them were mostly amazing. They both won. Mexico and Canada both won. Canada had a nearly perfect game, just one of the players got horribly injured, and it was very sad to see, very sad to see it happen, and then all the other players' reactions, and it was a whole thing. So if it weren't for that, this game would have been like a 5 stars. But I think the player now is doing better. He had to go to surgery and everything, but I think he's recovering well. I don't think he's gonna come back to this World Cup, which is very sad for him, but hopefully he can recover soon. But yeah, yesterday when I got home very late, I just continued stitching on Rose Library, and I got my 500 stitches in, because something that I forgot to mention is that if it's 10 stitch, I'm doing double the stitches. So I roll, or the game roll 250 for this, but it's 10 stitch, so I did 500. It's mostly up here. It's a lot of light stitches on here because I got to the windows, but you can still see some progress, I hope. And then today I added 210 stitches to, I always struggle holding this up, to Birth of Venus. Just up here I started a new column, 2 blocks of 10 by 10 plus an extra one. And then I also worked on winter, but I'm not done with those stitches yet, so I will show them to you tomorrow before we roll again. And now I'm here with the last update of this video. And I say last because even though I kept saying that I was going to do the next week in this video as well, I did roll for that, or I watched the week 4 video, and it turns out that I have to do nearly 4,000 stitches in order to complete that week. And I would like to get this video finished before the end of the month so that I can do my June Flosstube without worrying about what I have shown or what I haven't shown. So I decided to just wrap it up with just this 1 week. Also, I realized that with all the cross stitching and all the football watching that I've been doing this month, I am on track to reading 0 books this month, which we cannot have because I haven't read 0 books in a month in years. I have to read at least 1, so I have to make time for that. And then also lately I've been getting back my artsy bug of wanting to draw and paint digitally. I kind of took a step away from that. I wouldn't say really into it, but I was doing it quite often a few years ago, and I kind of stopped doing it because of AI and all that stuff. I just didn't feel, I don't know, it just wasn't bringing me joy to work on things and then going online and seeing all the AI art that people were doing. So but now it's coming back and I want to take advantage of it. I want to draw some things that I've had in my head, so it's time to weave into another hobbies for the time being. And that's not to say that I'm going to stop cross stitching, it's just that maybe not as intensely as I have been doing this month, because when you watch the June Flosstube, you're gonna see that it was like my best month by far. I went a little insane. But back to the STITCHOPOLY. This is what I did for winter. I added the 480 stitches, I think it was. I did this. I did more of the outline down here, and then I also filled this box up a little bit. Yeah, we're making some progress. So yeah, like I said, it's not like I want to take a step back from stitching, but having the camera and like saying out loud my progress and things like that does make me put a little more focus on it and more pressure to stitch more, maybe more than I would want per day. Like if I feel like I'm done, I usually just end it at a reasonable time, like just finish the line or the stitch or whatever. But if I'm doing this, it's like, oh, I have to get the goal for the day so that I can update, you know? And even then, I'm doing this update like 2 days after I stitch on all the projects just because I didn't want to come back and update. Just because, I don't know, the pressure. I mean, I already did the stitching, but I didn't want to like go back on my word of doing this second week in the same video. But yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this 1 week with you. I'm having a lot of fun playing Stitchopoly and just stitching what I need to stitch. That's something that I've noticed since I started doing this. I'm stitching more, and not just because of the video, like even in the other weeks where I wasn't recording, um, I was stitching more just because I had that end goal, I think, that number that I had to hit. And even though I didn't hit it in 1 day or two sometimes, just knowing that I have to do 800 stitches and then I'll quit and then switch projects, or that I have to do 260 and then I'll switch projects. For some reason, that just it's working very well for me, and it's making me stitch the projects and not having it feel like a huge thing. Because before I started doing Stitchopoly, I was doing like sort of daily goals on some projects. I had to get 200 stitches on one of them and 80 stitches on another one. And I was getting them, but it was also feeling like a little bit of a drag after the first 2 weeks. But I've been now doing Stitchopoly for 3 weeks. I've started the fourth week, and it doesn't feel like that yet, at least. So that's fun for me because I get to keep stitching on all my projects at the moment, because I only have 6 projects right now. And honestly, I'm having so much fun. So again, if you want to join the fun, please go check out Carla's stitching journey and just join along. Like I said, I started late. I'm behind. I'm only on week 4, and I think they're on week 13 right now. So I'm still catching up, but it's fun to just do it at my own pace as well. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this. I definitely want to do it again, especially if you guys like it. I don't think I'm going to be doing every single week because, like I said, just having that extra pressure, sometimes it's fine, sometimes it's not so fine. But I will come back to this maybe in a few weeks. I don't know, I make no promises because I also have other things that I'm working on that I also want to share here. So we'll just see how it goes. But if you want to see that and stick around, then please subscribe. Also, something I haven't mentioned, but I decided recently, is that I'm going to do a new start once I get to 100 subscribers. So if you subscribe, that would help me get closer to that, just to do a little celebration. You know, I'm not in a rush. I ordered my fabric, but it's not here yet, and it's gonna be probably a few weeks because it has to ship yet. But I just thought that I would throw it out there so that maybe you can help me get a new start ready. And also, I'm so sorry for the lighting. Like, it's been raining for days, for 2 weeks actually. I think it's been raining basically non-stop. So it's 6 p.m, it's 8 p.m, and usually it's very sunny right now, but it's very gloomy and rainy right now. So I have all my lights on. I hope that is not too dark. But yes, thank you so much for watching up till now. I really appreciate it. I had a great time, and I sure hope that you did too. Bye!